Let's talk about something that might make people go, really? Vince's Devils. Vince's Devils. Where is this pitched to you? Because there is a moment in time where Vince McMahon grabs your chest and saves your life. You have a chest cold. And of course, everyone knows how to fix that. Not medicine. Nope. It's grabbing someone's chest. How is this all pitched to you? Because from the eyeballs of today, it does not look good.
You know, I don't think that stuff is really pitched. It's just kind of like, you're going to have a segment with Vince McMahon, and here is what you should say. And it kind of, and this kind of might have, it's not like grabbing my breast. It's like more of pitch like you're an actress in a scene of a, you go in as this character and you come out of that character. But it's funny, like Vince's Devils, like that is, I think it happened so fast, but it's such a magical thing. Like I was just talking with Victoria about this. Like the three of us we're kind of freaking awesome. Like I don't really put myself over like that, but like getting these three women together, we're all so different. We're also caring and giving about the business, about others, about who we are today. And it's funny because nobody has ever booked the three of us together as Vince's Devils, ever.
Huh.
And we're just joking about this. We're like, how come people haven't got on this bandwagon yet? And so maybe after this, Vince's Devils will come back to life.
Yes, maybe we'll have to do one of those live Q&As, and I'll get you and Victoria and Tori, and we'll sit there and we'll talk about it out loud so people understand what you're saying is not taken out of context at all either.
Right.
We need all three of you in the room together to clarify the story that you're sharing or she's sharing or someone like that, because that's interesting, because Vince's Devils is something that people always bring up, I feel like, because it's one of those moments where like people look at Vince McMahon and they have ideas of whatever they want to think of him. Is he an entrepreneur, the greatest promoter of all time? You choose on what you want to label someone. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But Vince's Devils is something where it's like, okay, Vince has been involved with females before, and usually what happens in the storyline, they get launched. They get launched to like a new stratosphere. Stratus, for example. Everyone Vince has been involved with who was a woman, Sable, everyone went off to do greater things. And along with you, Victoria and Tori Wilson, I feel like after that, we had so many different layers to each one of your characters. Did you look at that? Because you just said it wasn't really a picture, an actress coming in to do a scene where you're Vince's Devils. You're clearly supposed to be, I don't know, seduction would be the word. You're enamored by Vince McMahon because of his power on screen. Is that kind of how you pitch this?
No, it's funny. The three of us were together. We always drove on the road together. And so we went out one night and we did the typical Charlie's Angels pose, all taking a photo together. And I was like, wait, we're not Charlie's Angels. We're Vince's Devils because, we're all sassy. Well, some of us a little more than the others. But I was like, and then we're like, yeah, Vince's Devils. And so we pitched that to Vince. And he was like, okay, let's see where this goes. And so we just kind of came out with this whole new thing. And it was fun because that's just kind of the characters we were back then. We were all, I was really about the seduction and the sex appeal. And, that's just kind of the character I was back in those days. And so it was just natural to who I was. And the other two, just being a part of that, they're beautiful and sexy. Tori's obviously more the girl next door. And then Lisa was a little bit more of like the villain. And so we just had this threesome that we could work with, no pun intended.
No, you just said that. You know what's going to happen now. So like, Candice Michelle in a threesome with Tori Wilson and Victoria? What?
I mean, I think we do have a photo, the three of us in a bed that says Vince's Devils from some photo shoot we did. That's definitely online. But it was just fun for us. We just enjoyed it, coming up with that gimmick.
Of course. Now, so your character you brought up was very seductive, sensual, sexy. In today's world, I feel like when a woman is presented that way, the internet, at least Twitter, that's what I sit on randomly, they go berserker crazy about it because they think women shouldn't be positioned that way. At least professional wrestling, they've always positioned as powerful, not seductive. What's your stance on that? Because it could work either way, but there seems to be this weird narrative. Like if you're trying to wear thongs and look too sexy, then you're not being taken seriously.
Yeah. Well, for me, I think, nowadays on the internet, you're accused of everything, no matter what you say. You're too sexy, you're too this, you're not, respecting this person. I'm just over it. It's like, be who you are and be that. Like, I'm still like have that sexiness about me. It's very different. It's a much more mature kind of part to me, but it's who I am. Like, it's funny because back in the day, I remember coming down to the ring and I always had this like seductive look. And Vince, I come back, he's like, you got to smile when you walk down to the ring. And so I tried it one time and I was just like, and I remember there were some girls that would go down and like Mickey, she's like happy-go-lucky and smiling.
Skipping.
Sometimes when she's a face. And I was like, tried that. And I was like, this is so not who I am. Like, it felt so awkward, like smiling. And like, it was like, that's not me. And so it's just be who you are. And people got to get over like this whole thing that they're going through. Like, come on, people. Like, even so many comedians nowadays, like comedians' job is to make fun of people. They make fun of white people, Black people, Asian people, straight people, gay people, like going to the whatever. It's like, let's have some fun. And I think it's the people who are not confident in themselves are the ones online, starting this whole thing like, I'm not respected. Well, you don't respect yourself. Like, if you respect yourself, I don't need anybody to respect me. I respect myself. Like, if you don't respect me, you're not in my circle. It's simple. Like, if I force you to say, Steve, you got to respect me and this is who I am and you must like it, like, you're not going to like it, It's like a kid. If you tell your kid, don't touch that red ball in the playroom, you can touch any other toy but the red ball. Of course, they want the red ball.
Of course.
So it's just psychology. So people out there that are like, you can't do this, you can't say this, you can't be this. It's like, no, I don't want to be that now, actually. Like, stop telling me what to do. Let me just be me and you be you. It's simple.
Yes, I agree. I 100% agree with you. I don't care what you do as long as you don't shove it at my face.
Mm-hmm.
You can be whoever you want to be.
And as long as you don't shove it in my kid's face.
Yes. Agreed.
Like, I will teach my kids what I want to teach them when it's appropriate to teach them. Yep. You don't get to decide when you want to teach my kids about anything. Yep. Like nowadays in schools, I have to sign a release when my kids learn about sex ed and, like those classes, like, hey, do you want your kid to learn about this? Do you feel like they're mature enough or at an age to learn about this? And I'm like, yes, I feel they're ready for this at this age. But I don't want to be in kindergarten, them learning about the different sexes and stuff in kindergarten. They don't need to know that. They don't understand that, so many states pushing these agendas on kids. I'm like, once you start putting my kids into it, this is a hard no.